Hello and welcome to episode 129 of the Daily Sales Message, where each and every single day I provide you with a piece of simple and actionable advice. It's designed to help you feel more confident when you're selling and communicating with buyers, and as a result, you should sell more stuff too. In this episode, we're talking about something called named behavior. And this is a really useful thing. It's very simple for me to explain the concept to you, and it's very easy for you to understand. Admittedly, it's a bit more difficult to put it into practice. It needs a bit of care and thought and attention to make it work. But if you can make it work, it's really effective. Your buyers, potential buyers, will be thinking and feeling and experiencing certain situations that cause them to need your offering. That's a fact. So first of all, your ability to understand what triggers people to need you, what motivates them to need you, is one of the most elementary, really kind of foundational things I would encourage you to do. But secondarily to that, what's the context? What are they thinking, feeling, doing, saying? Experientially, what's that like for them? And the reason we want to think about that is we can then, ideally, name that situation, name that feeling, name that emotion for them, or a name may already exist for it. And in doing so, we display two things in particular. The first one is we display empathy and understanding. I know how you feel, so much so I have coined a term, or I'm using a term which perfectly explains what you're going through. So that's the first term. And secondly, it implies we can solve the situation. If I'm that familiar with your situation that I've got a term I use to describe it, kind of implies I'm experienced here and I know what I'm doing and I've probably got the solution too. I'll give you a quick real-world example. There is a DIY company in the UK called Wix, and on their TV adverts, they use the word house embarrassment. House embarrassment. So it's the word house and the word embarrassment just spliced together, which is called a portmanteau, by the way, when you splice two words together. House embarrassment. Straight away, just from guessing that term, if I said house embarrassment, what do you think that is? You think, well, it's being embarrassed about your house. And you'd be exactly right. And what they've done is they've attached that to this notion of people are coming over. You're looking at your kitchen in particular in this example. You're looking at your kitchen thinking, it's a bit old and tired and damaged. And, we really should get a new kitchen. We'll try and tidy up, make it as nice as possible. I feel a bit embarrassed about the home that we live in when people come over because we're kind of on show. And I know for a lot of people, myself included, that happens. You invite people over, you want to tidy up, make everything look as nice as possible. So you're suffering from house embarrassment. You don't want to be embarrassed by having an untidy or an outdated or rubbishy home life and home environment. You want to make it as nice as possible. So they're saying they can cure your house embarrassment, obviously by fitting a brand new lovely kitchen for you. But house embarrassment, using that term, cuts to the heart of the matter. It's a really connectable, relatable term, really easy to understand. And it demonstrates that Wix, this DIY company, understand what you're going through, and it implies they can also solve it, which is the nature of naming behavior. So today, think about naming the behaviors, the feelings, emotions, and experiences that your clients will be having when they need you. Because if you can get it to the point of something as simple as house embarrassment, it'll be really useful and a very workable tool to take forward in your messaging toolbox. That's it for this episode of the Daily Sales Message. In tomorrow's episode, I'm going to whip out some adjectives. And if, like me, from time to time you have to Google what an adjective and a verb and a noun is because you forget, don't worry, you're in good company. But I will explain tomorrow something which I call the adjective effect. These things are nearly always the insert generic name effect. But the adjective effect, what it is, how you can use it, and how you've probably already have experience of it and been used to reading it and doing it, and how it's used in particular to do something with reframing the price of your offering. But I'll cover all that in tomorrow's exciting edition of the Daily Sales Message. Thank you for listening or watching all the way to the end. I'll see you tomorrow.